Welcome everybody to Extreme Power No Handling, and today we're dealing with the 2017 Maserati Levante S. Now this has 1,182 horsepower, 837 pounds-feet of torque from a twin turbocharged V12 engine, and the car itself weighs 4,788 pounds, and it can now do 0 to 16 3.022 seconds, 0 to 105.638 seconds, and it will go into a top speed of 254 miles an hour. So I did upgrade this car with its original engine, but we couldn't even get 800 horsepower out of it, and considering other SUVs that have been on this game have had way more than that, it would have been unfair against them to have a car not even have twice the power they had originally. So yeah, I gave it this much bigger, much more powerful engine. It does obviously weigh a bit more than it did originally now, but it's obviously got way more than it had originally in terms of power and torque, so that should be offset. And then obviously it's got all-wheel drive, and it's obviously quite a modern car. So yeah, we've had plenty of vehicles like this before in this series, and yeah, two SUVs do sit in the top two positions, both from Porsche, the Cayenne and the Macan. But yeah, there's no guarantee just because it is an SUV with all-wheel drive that's quite modern that it's going to be all that quick. So yeah, let's get out there and see what this Maserati can do. Now the reason for the Porsches being at the top is because they are quite good handling cars, despite whether or not they have any weight issues. So yeah, handling is really paramount to how good an SUV does on this series. And this Maserati wasn't exactly the best handling SUV when we tried it out in our review, so yeah, I'm a bit ambivalent as to whether it's going to be all that quick. Especially since it does obviously have the added weight, particularly up front with that much bigger engine. It's got twice the cylinders, got that one twice the cubic capacity. For now it's hanging in on there. One thing I didn't notice when reviewing this car is how pathetically small that rear wiper is. It's like a dog's tail. But it is something I have seen quite a fair bit of on SUVs, particularly modern ones of late. Really do have pathetic size rear windscreens screens. But nonetheless, that's not going to affect us on here. And quite frankly, it's doing far better than I thought it was going to so far. So we've got plenty of speed and acceleration on the go. But braking is a little bit to be desired. Oh dear. Understeer is pretty bad as well. 1 minute 28.405 seconds is hardly the worst first lap time that we've had, and that obviously puts it, you know, somewhere in the top 20. So doing bad despite that catastrophic ending there. Certainly putting this amount of power in this vehicle is exposing its handling flaws from stock even more so. Certainly see the body roll in the car a lot more. Better entry into the last corner there. And we're putting the time of 1 minute 25.492. So big improvement there. This car does generally feel though it's on the very limits of grip and control. Easy to get things very wrong in this car. as proven on that first lap, for instance. We're doing more than 130 mile an hour down that straight, which is not something that happens all that often on this series. So it certainly has speed and acceleration, like I said earlier, on its side, but it's all about whether or not you can actually exploit those two elements, or whether or not they're going to be hindered by its handling and braking. Expected oversteer there. Again, an improvement at 1 minute 25.118 seconds, but I know full well we can do even better than that because we had a much more significant split time partway through that previous lap. Just got messy from the follow through onwards is all. Brakes once again letting me down. Oh dear. Oh dear. Gone very wrong. Trying to carry a little bit too much speed for the follow through there. Right, last lap, do or die. Let's try and get below 1 minute 25 at least. Problem with this vehicle is I just don't have the confidence in the handling to use all of the power, or at least, you know, be a little bit more daring. I'm just worried it's going to understeer or oversteer or not have the braking capabilities to stop in time. Luckily the gearing does seem to help the kind of power it does have. This third gear is quite long. Well, we put in a cracking time there. One that is actually, surprisingly, despite the messiness of several of those laps, is the fastest car we now have on this series at 1 minute 22.884 seconds. Just beating the Porsche Cayenne by less than 0.1 of a second at 1 minute 22.977 seconds. So, yeah, less than 0.1 of a second in it, but the Porsche Cayenne Turbo has finally been dethroned. It's been there for weeks on end. Really can't remember how long ago it was since when we took that car out, but yeah, it's been a long time coming. The Macan did come quite close to beating the Cayenne a few weeks ago, but the Maserati, despite its, you know, flaws and the fact that it's not even all that great of a car in stock form, has done it. And yeah, I think it purely comes down to the acceleration and speed in certain parts of the track that helped it. Certainly on this bit after the hammerhead, it was quite quick. Through the follow through and down the back straight, it was quite quick, and obviously just after Chicago before hammerhead it was quite quick as well. Get up to 120 odd, 130 plus miles an hour, which evidently helped it. if only it was as good a handling as a Cayenne or the Macan, then you know you would have been looking at an even better time. But or at least if I was a better driver, you'd be looking at a better time than both of those two Porsches. But nonetheless, it is the quickest, and I'm not going to put a dampener on that, no matter how much problems it did have in certain laps. So yeah, we now have a new leader. Wasn't entirely expecting it, but it was bound to happen eventually because that Cayenne has been there for such a long time, and there are obviously several vehicles coming out in terms of DLC. Like I said, I wasn't sure if any DLC cars would be able to beat that Cayenne, or you know, future expansions or other cars that are in the game stock that I haven't tried. But we found one, and hopefully there are more to come. But nonetheless, that is a cracking time. Be interesting to see what the Maserati Ghibli, which is, you know, sort of is what the Levante is based on, can do, because that is obviously a lighter car, better handling car, better braking car, and obviously a saloon, sports saloon, rather than a high-riding SUV. So yeah, be interesting to see what that car can do in comparison. But nonetheless, yeah, new leader, and even though it's not a car I particularly like, it at least means that we don't have to suffer the Porsche Cayenne being at the top for any longer. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.